We get a lot of hate.
Bro,
They
they were
had a
3 and
terrible
6.
season. Hey, that's how I feel. You got to get us now.
We're up in arms about Caleb Williams painting his nails.
This is the NFL in 10 years. It's still a bad look.
The college system is so terrible for player development.
Brother, you got a quarterback and you're sticking to it. I love it, brother. Keep that fire. Doesn't really make sense for him to declare for the draft when he hasn't even gotten a starting position. I'm too rich to give a. I would like to say that we're taking comments from our community, but we haven't built that yet. So we're just taking comments from random people who see our videos on the internet.
Disclaimer. These takes may not be backed by facts. In fact, most of these takes will not be backed by facts. Nor Zane or I are NBA executives, coaches, or scouts, nor pretend to be. We are also not paid commenters on sports. Again, these takes may incite voluntary vomiting, nausea, headache, self-combustion, and possible death. Unfortunately, podcast equipment is free to the public to buy at their own discretion. Please enjoy this podcast, watch and listen at your own discretion.
Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie beaming. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs ringing. I guess I define winning.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Buffet Sports.
All you can eat.
All right, we're starting the show off this week going through some of our favorite comments.
I'm in a good mood. From
recently. And there's some gems in here. There's a couple that will incite some conversation, I guess is the word.
Conversation, yeah.
And then there's some other ones that are just plain funny. I think I've got 4 here. 3 of them. I don't know. I've got 4. They're gonna be funny.
I would like to say that we're taking comments from our community, but we haven't built that yet. So we're just taking comments from random people who see our videos on the internet.
I'm Devin. That's Zane. We're gonna go through our favorite comments from this week. Starting from our honorable mention. This one's great.
Do you have their names?
No.
Oh, I wish you had like underscore Donald Trump 69.
No. So honorable mention. He richer than y'all cokeheads on this podcast.
Bro, that's been a trend as of late that I've been seeing. I've been seeing it in every like it's been in rap or like football comments. Like I'll click on the comments and they'll just be like, he richer than y'all. Or like or they'll be like, I'm too rich to give a fuck. It's the trend.
So funny, dude. It's so funny. This was in response to our Bronny video.
Really? Our Bronny video?
Yes,
richer than
our Bronny video.
Yeah, well, if my dad was LeBron James, I think I would be rich as well. But my dad.
There's a couple other comments in there that could go into the honorable mentions. I think that people are saying if LeBron was your dad, then you'd be doing the same thing, and you're 100% correct.
Yeah, 100%.
There's been a couple other comments that are like, let him develop. And I want to make it clear with Bronny specifically, I'm not hating on Bronny because I think he could be an NBA player. Not right now, though. It's too early. I did see an argument. I can't remember who it was, saying that part of the reason why they think why LeBron is kind of pushing Bronny into the NBA is because the college system is so terrible for player development and he's not a college player. And so he needs to just get into the league. Maybe he bounces around a little bit. Maybe he's on a team, that obviously he's going to be on a team that LeBron's on so he can actually develop and then have a career. Well, so in that light, it makes sense to me. And I
understand, but he shouldn't have went to college in the first place. If that's how LeBron really feels, he should have just went straight to the NBA like his dad did.
You can't.
Not anymore.
You have to do a year out of. You have to do a year out of high school.
I thought you could do overseas. A year. I thought you could go to G League.
You can, but I don't think that. I think that Bronny. Well, it was ultimately Bronny's decision. I think LeBron has been relatively hands off with Bronny's decision. But in terms of, because I mean, if it was LeBron's decision, he would have had him playing. He would have had him go to the G League or something like that.
Yeah, I agree with the comment. Let him develop. I just think he should develop before going to the league. That's just me.
Well, the argument is he's not going to develop in college because the college system is terrible for development. So I get that. That's a
Yeah,
fair
but
argument.
I mean, uh, the majority of people go to college and then the NBA, right? It's a very slim few that go straight to the NBA or do the G League thing or the overseas thing and then go to the NBA.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to develop in college, even if it's quote unquote bad.
Well, but it's a year. Most people just do a year.
Yeah. But I mean,
So,
we'll see. We're just
yeah.
saying that like based on all of the red flags and everything we see from him, it doesn't really make sense for him to declare for the draft when he hasn't even gotten a starting position. All
All
right,
right. Number 3. Shador is the best quarterback in this year's draft and next year's draft. This was in response to our generational talent video.
Hell yeah.
This had me rolling today when
Hell
I
yeah,
saw this.
brother.
No way, bro.
Brother, you got a quarterback and you're sticking to it. I love it, brother. Keep that fire. Keep that fire. Keep that going, brother.
That is crazy to me. Bro is doing fashion shows in Paris instead of at OTAs. Best quarterback in this year's draft or next year's draft. But we're in arms. We're up in arms about Caleb Williams painting his nails, but we don't give a rip that Shador is doing fashion shows in the week that he's supposed to be in OTAs. That's wild to me. That's
No,
so
but
crazy to me.
I will bring a little bit of insight because there was a guy because this is not the first time we've made a post about Shador. Somebody said that it was the first week for all of the rookies, right? Because we posted a video saying like
Okay.
he was doing his Paris fashion walk. It was the first year for all the rookies and all the new guys coming there. But
Okay.
as being the starting quarterback for your dad's team,
Yeah.
still like you should still
Bad
be
look.
there. It's still a bad look. You need to be there for all these rookies to like be like, hey, let's go, let's play. And there was a bunch of comments talking about like how they weren't as bad as they used to be.
Bro,
They
they were
had a
3 and
terrible season.
6.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
3 and 6. People are
I think it
talking
was
like
3 and 6. I know they won 3 games. I don't know what their loss
yeah,
record was, but
they
they
were
won 3
talking.
games.
Everybody was talking like they had like they improved so much. They have not. And
Bus.
I mean, when you don't have a positive record, I don't think it's the time to be celebrating, especially
No.
for Shador Sanders.
No. All right, number 2. This one was one of my this one was just it's so simple and straight to the point. It was in response to our hip drop tackle video. Just wear flags. That it's just so simple. I love it. It's just straight to the point. Just wear flags.
That's where we're going.
That's where we're going. I mean, he's not wrong. Okay.
But
And mine, go ahead.
have you seen? There's this video of these peewee kids playing football in full pads with flags attached to them. They're playing flag football in full pads. And so, and every comment on that video was like, "This is the NFL in 10 years." Full pads, but with flags attached.
That's funny. Okay, and number 1, and this one, this one's pretty funny to me. And based on this comment, I will be putting a disclosure in at the beginning of every video. It will go in right here. We'll put it in. I'll read it at the end, but we'll put the disclosure in right now. Disclaimer. These takes may not be backed by facts. In fact, most of these takes will not be backed by facts. Nor Zane or I are NBA executives, coaches, or scouts, nor pretend to be. We are also not paid commenters on sports. Again, these takes may incite voluntary vomiting, nausea, headache, self-combustion, and possible death. Unfortunately, podcast equipment is free to the public to buy at their own discretion. Please enjoy this podcast, watch and listen at your own discretion. Okay, number 1, my favorite comment. Watch some film and your sports podcast might actually work out.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. I don't gotta watch film. Fuck you. I ain't gonna watch no film, and I'll still be on here. How about you start a podcast and watch film? I'm here to have fun, drink beer. That's what I'm here for.
So here's the disclaimer. All right. Now, I have to act professional for the disclaimer. Okay. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get through this.
We're here to entertain and have fun. Sports is fun and entertaining. right? Well, the fact that like people who have to talk about sports have to be these analysts, which people don't like, by the way. Like let's talk about JJ Redick, how people hate when he's actually like a smart, competent dude talking about basketball. People just want like fun, entertaining hatred out the wazoo. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna keep hating. I love to hate. I love it. And you go.
Okay. All right. This is the disclaimer that's going to go on every video from here on out. Disclaimer. These takes may not be backed by facts. In fact, most of these takes will not be backed by facts. Nor Zane or I are NBA executives, coaches, or scouts, nor pretend to be. We are also not paid commenters on sports. Again, these takes may incite voluntary vomiting, nausea, headache, self-combustion, and possible death. Unfortunately, podcast equipment is free to the public to buy at their own discretion. Please enjoy this podcast, watch and listen at your own discretion.
Please enjoy this podcast with a beer in hand. All right. I'm making this podcast with a beer in hand. That's all you have to know about this podcast.
I will be putting that disclosure at the beginning of every video at the end of the intro, going into our Buffet Sports intro card. That will go on every video. I just thought that was hilarious, and I think it's comical. I don't read the comments very regularly, so it was fun to dive in, and just go back to the last week and just see the tumultuous hate.
We get a lot of hate. Sports is fun and entertaining.
We get a lot of hate, but hey, any exposure is good exposure.
Yeah, we get a lot of hate. I used to read the comments. I had to stop because I would be on
take
a
it to
call.
heart, bro.
I'd be on a call with Devin, just like talk, because it would be like they would say things that are wrong, and then they would also insult me while they are saying things that are wrong, and it would get under my skin because they are factually wrong in the objection that they're making about what I'm saying.
You screwed up by just watching them from the get-go. When we started this, I was like, I'm never reading the comments. Like I'm unless it's for
I don't read
something
them
like
anymore.
this.
I listened to Sketch's podcast with Bradley Martin, and Sketch said that like his eyes are so bad that he can't even read chat. And he said it's the best thing ever because he doesn't see all the hate. And I took that to heart. I'm not looking at any comments anymore. I sometimes when I post a video, I'll see our last one. I'll see like 20 comments, and I'll be like, oh, I want to click on it. If I had a couple beers in me, I will click on it, and then I regret it every time.
All right. So there are some of our favorite comments from you guys for the week. Keep them coming. We're going to try and make this a bi-weekly thing because this is kind of fun.
The people that watch this aren't going to comment. It's just going to be random people commenting.
I mean, hey.
No, the thing that pisses me off, it is people that don't have a sports podcast, but they feel like they would be better than I am. But like start your own podcast then. Start your own podcast. Call me out on your podcast so then I can call you back out on your podcast, and then we can have a little back and forth on a podcast. But I mean, you're just doing nothing, right? And I click on your flipping profiles. Oh, what a surprise. 0 posts, 100 followers. That's it. No profile picture. You're talking shit.
There was one more thing I forgot to add to the disclosure. I'll add it in at the end. But I'll do it right here. Unfortunately, podcast equipment is free to buy for anyone. Unfortunately, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, podcast equipment is free to the public to buy at their own discretion. Please enjoy this podcast. That's it. I just need to add that little bit of
the amount of flipping comments. Dude. Who let these guys start a podcast? I understand it was funny 2 years ago when the first guy came up with that comment, but after seeing it for the 10,000th time on not only our podcast but every other podcast, even like the Pat McAfee show, like they're commenting that. Gets annoying.
Yep. So there it is. There are some of our favorite comments from the week.
Off of memory, my favorite comment ever is this high school O lineman. He commented on one of our videos. He said, "I could do a better podcast drunk." That is by far my favorite podcast because little did he know we are doing the podcast drunk. Little did he know.
All right. I'm Devin. That's Zane. You can catch us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at buffet.sports. We post multiple times a week, once a day, if not twice a day, short form. And we're moving to a format where we get more long form out multiple times a week as well. Ciao.
We're on the rise. We're on the rise. You can only hate us when we're, hey, what did Deion Sanders say? You got to catch us now. You got to get us now. Hey, that's how I feel. You got to get us now.